There you are. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us again for our daily Bible reading time. And this is day 236 of our chronological journey through the Bible in a year. And we're going to finish the book of Jeremiah, with the last two chapters, 51 and 52. And yes, he's one of the longer prophets, so that's why he's one of the major prophets. Anyway, with all of that, if you're ready to go, let's begin. God's judgment on Babel, chapter 51. This is what the Lord says. I am about to rouse the spirit of a destroyer against Babel and against the population of Levkamai. I will send strangers to Babel who will scatter her and strip her land bare, for they will come against her from every side in the day of disaster. Don't let the archer string his bow. Don't let him put on his armor. And don't spare her young men. Completely destroy her entire army. Those who were slain will fall in the land of the Kasdim. Those who were pierced through in her streets. For Israel and Judah are not left widowed by their God, the Lord of armies, though their land is full of guilt against the Holy One of Israel. Leave Babel, save your lives, each of you. Don't perish because of her guilt, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will pay her what she deserves. Babel was a gold cup in the Lord's hand, making the whole earth drunk. The nations drank her wine, therefore the nations go mad. Suddenly Babel fell and was shattered. Wail for her, get balm for her wound. Perhaps she can be healed. We tried to heal Babel, but she could not be healed. Abandon her. Let each of us go to his own land, for her judgment extends to the sky and reaches as far as the clouds. The Lord has brought about our vindication. Come, let's tell in Zion what the Lord our God has accomplished. Sharpen the arrows, fill the quivers. The Lord has roused the spirit of the kings of the Medai, because his plan is aimed at Babel to destroy her. For it is the Lord's vengeance, vengeance for his temple. Raise up a signal flag against the walls of Babel. Fortify the watchpost. Set the watchman in place. Prepare the ambush. For the Lord has both planned and accomplished what he has threatened against those who live in Babel. You who reside by abundant water, rich in treasures, your end has come, your life thread is cut. The Lord of armies has sworn by himself, I will fill you up with men as with locusts, and they will sing the victory song over you. He made the earth by his power, established the world by his wisdom, and spread out the heavens by his understanding. When he thunders, the waters in the heavens are tumultuous, and he causes the clouds to rise from the ends of the earth. He makes lightning for the rain, and brings the wind from his storehouses. Everyone is stupid and ignorant. Every goldsmith is put to shame by his carved image, for his cast images are a lie. There is no breath in them. They are worthless, a work to be mocked. At the time of their punishment, they will be destroyed. Jacob's portion is not like these, because he is the one who formed all things. Israel is the tribe of his inheritance. The Lord of armies is his name. You are my war club, my weapons of war. With you I will smash nations. With you I will bring kingdoms to ruin. With you I will smash the horse and its rider. With you I will smash the chariot and its rider. With you I will smash man and woman. With you I will smash the old man and the youth. With you I will smash the young man and the young woman. With you I will smash the shepherd and his flock. With you I will smash the farmer and his ox team. With you I will smash governors and officials. Before your very eyes I will repay Babel and all the residents of the Kasdim for all their evil they have done in Zion. This is the Lord's declaration. Look, I am against you, devastating mountain. This is the Lord's declaration. You devastate the whole earth. I will stretch out my hand against you, roll you down from the cliffs, and turn you into a charred mountain. No one will be able to retrieve a cornerstone or a foundation stone from you, because you will become desolate forever. This is the Lord's declaration. Raise a signal flag in the land. Blow a trumpet among the nations. Set apart the nations against her. Summon kingdoms against her. Ararat, Mini, and Ashkenaz, appoint a marshal against her. Bring up horses like a swarm of locusts. Set apart the nations for battle against her. The kings of Medai, her governors, and all her officials, and all the lands they rule. The earth quakes and trembles, because the Lord's intentions against Babel stand, to make the land of Babel a desolation without inhabitant. Babel's warriors have stopped fighting. They sit in their strongholds. Their might is exhausted. They have become like women. Babel's homes have been set ablaze. Her gate bars are shattered. Messenger races to meet messenger, and herald to meet herald, to announce to the king of Babel that his city has been captured from end to end. The fords have been seized, the marshes set on fire, and the fighting men are terrified. For this is what the Lord of armies, the God of Israel, says. Daughter Babel is like a threshing floor at the time it is trampled. In just a little while, her harvest time will come. King Nebuchadnezzar of Babel has devoured me. He has crushed me. He has set me aside like an empty dish. He has swallowed me like a sea monster. He filled his belly with my delicacies. He has vomited me out. Let the violence done to me and my family be done to Babel, says the inhabitant of Zion. Let my blood be on the inhabitants of the Kasdim, says Jerusalem. Therefore this is what the Lord says. I am about to champion your cause and take vengeance on your behalf. I will dry up her sea and make her fountain run dry. Babel will become a heap of rubble, a jackal's den, a desolation, and an object of scorn without inhabitant. They will roar together like young lions. They will growl like lion cubs. While they are flushed with heat, I will serve them a feast, and I will make them drunk so that they celebrate. Then they will fall asleep forever and never wake up. This is the Lord's declaration. I will bring them down like lambs to the slaughter, like rams together with male goats. How Sheshach has been captured, the praise of the whole earth seized. What a horror Babel has become among the nations! The sea has risen over Babel. She is covered with its tumultuous waves. Her cities have become a desolation, an arid desert, a land where no one lives, where no human being even passes through. I will punish Baal in Babel. I will make him vomit what he swallowed. The nations will no longer stream to him. Even Babel's wall will fall. Come out from among her, my people. Save your lives, each of you, from the Lord's burning anger. May you not become cowardly and fearful when the report is proclaimed in the land. For the report will come 1 year, and then another the next year. There will be violence in the land, with ruler against ruler. Therefore, look, the days are coming when I will punish Babel's carved images. Her entire land will suffer shame, and all her slain will lie fallen within her. Heaven and earth and everything in them will shout for joy over Babel, because the destroyers from the north will come against her. This is the Lord's declaration. Babel must fall because of the slain of Israel, even as the slain of the whole earth fell because of Babel. You who have escaped the sword, go and do not stand still. Remember the Lord from far away, and let Jerusalem come to your mind. We are ashamed because we have heard insults. Humiliation covers our faces because foreigners have entered the holy places of the Lord's temple. Therefore, look, the days are coming. This is the Lord's declaration, when I will punish her carved images, and the wounded will groan throughout her land. Even if Babel should ascend to the heavens and fortify her tall fortresses, destroyers will come against her from me. This is the Lord's declaration. The sound of a cry from Babel, the sound of terrible destruction from the land of the Kasdim. For the Lord is going to devastate Babel. He will silence her mighty voice. Their waves roar like a huge torrent. The tumult of their voice resounds, for a destroyer is coming against her, against Babel. Her warriors will be captured, their bows shattered, for the Lord is a God of retribution. He will certainly repay. I will make her princes and sages drunk, along with her governors, officials, and warriors. Then they will fall asleep forever and never wake up. This is the King's declaration. The Lord of armies is his name. This is what the Lord of armies says. Babel's thick walls will be totally demolished, and her high gates set ablaze. The peoples will have labored for nothing. The nations will weary themselves only to feed the fire. This is what the prophet Jeremiah commanded Seraiah, son of Neriah, son of Messiah, the quartermaster, when he went to Babel with King Zedekiah of Judah, in the 4th year of Zedekiah's reign. Jeremiah wrote on one scroll about all the disaster that would come to Babel. All these words were written against Babel. Jeremiah told Seraiah, "When you get to Babel, see that you read all these words aloud. Say, Lord, you have threatened to cut off this place so that no one will live in it. people or animals. Indeed, it will remain desolate forever. When you have finished reading this scroll, tie a stone to it and throw it into the middle of the Euphrates River. Then say, in the same way, Babel will sink and never rise again because of the disaster I am bringing on her. They will grow weary. The words of Jeremiah end here. The fall of Jerusalem, chapter 52. Zedekiah was 21 years old when he became king, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Hamutal, daughter of Jeremiah. She was from Libnah. Zedekiah did what was evil in the Lord's sight, just as Jehoiakim had done. Because of the Lord's anger, it came to the point in Jerusalem and Judah that he finally banished them from his presence. Then Zedekiah rebelled against the king of Babel. In the 9th year of Zedekiah's reign, on the 10th day of the 10th month, King Nebuchadnezzar of Babel advanced against Jerusalem with his entire army. They laid siege to the city and built a siege wall against it all around. The city was under siege until King Zedekiah's 11th year. By the 9th day of the 4th month, the famine was so severe in the city that the common people had no food. Then the city was broken into, and all the warriors fled. They left the city at night by way of the city gate between the two walls near the king's garden, though the Kasdim surrounded the city. They made their way along the route to Arabah. The Kasdim army pursued the king and overtook Zedekiah in the plains of Jericho. Zedekiah's entire army left him and scattered. The Kasdim seized the king and brought him to the king of Babel at Riblah in the land of Hamath, and he passed sentence on him. At Riblah, the king of Babel slaughtered Zedekiah's sons before his eyes, and he also slaughtered the Judean commanders. Then he blinded Zedekiah and bound him with bronze chains. The king of Babel brought Zedekiah to Babel, where he kept him in custody until his dying day. On the 10th day of the 5th month, which was the 19th year of King Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babel, Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guards, entered Jerusalem as the representative of the king of Babel. He burned the Lord's temple, the king's palace, and all the houses of Jerusalem. He burned down all the great houses. The whole Kasdim army with the captain of the guards tore down all the walls surrounding Jerusalem. Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guards, deported some of the poorest people, as well as the rest of the people who remained in the city, the deserters who had defected to the king of Babel, and the rest of the craftsmen. But Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guards, left some of the poorest of the land to be vine dressers and farmers. Now the Kasdim broke into pieces the bronze pillars for the Lord's temple, and the water carts, and the bronze basin that were in the Lord's temple, and they carried all the bronze to Babel. They also took the pots, shovels, wick trimmers, sprinkling basins, dishes, and all the bronze articles used in the temple service. The captain of the guards took away the bowls, fire pans, sprinkling basins, pots, lampstands, pans, and drink offering bowls, whatever was gold or silver. As for the 2 pillars, the one basin with the 12 bronze oxen under it, and the water carts that King Shlomo had made for the Lord's temple. The weight of the bronze of all these articles was beyond measure. One pillar was 27 feet tall, had a circumference of 18 feet, was hollow, 4 fingers thick, and had a bronze capital on top of it. One capital, encircled by bronze grating and pomegranates, stood 7.5 feet high. The second pillar was the same, with pomegranates. Each capital had 96 pomegranates all around it. All the pomegranates around the grating numbered 100. The captain of the guards also took away Seraiah the chief priest, Zephaniah the priest of the second rank, and the 3 doorkeepers. From the city he took a court official who had been appointed over the warriors, 7 trusted royal aides found in the city, the secretary of the commander of the army, who enlisted the people of the land for military duty, and 60 men from the common people who were found within the city. Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guards, took them and brought them to the king of Babel at Riblah. The king of Babel put them to death at Riblah in the land of Hamath. So Judah went into exile from its land. These are the people Nebuchadnezzar deported. In the 7th year, 3,023 Jews. In his 18th year, 832 people from Jerusalem. In Nebuchadnezzar's 23rd year, Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guards, deported 745 Jews. Altogether, 4,600 people were deported. Jehoiachin pardoned. On the 25th day of the 12th month of the 37th year of the exile of Judah's king Jehoiachin, King Evil-Merodach of Babel, in the 1st year of his reign, pardoned King Jehoiachin of Judah, and released him from prison. He spoke kindly to him, and set his throne above the thrones of the kings who were with him in Babel. So Jehoiachin changed his prison clothes, and he dined regularly in the presence of the king of Babel for the rest of his life. As for his allowance, a regular allowance was given to him by the king of Babel, a portion for each day until the day of his death, for the rest of his life. May the Lord bless the reading and study of his word.